Hello, my name is John Hernandez. You have just seen the film Pin de Fartie by Alejo Moguillansky. We have here with us today the director, Alejo Moguillansky, and we're going to ask him a few questions about the film. Hi, Alejo. Thank you very much for being with us today. Thank you for letting us show your film.
Thank you for this.
Well, Pin de Fartie is, I would say, the film that maybe has gotten maybe the most recognition in the United States so far. I think maybe because of its placement in the New York Film Festival and in Venice. I guess it's gotten a lot of eyes, maybe from people who have not seen your previous work.
Uh-huh.
Um, so like the thing for me that was very interesting about the film, well, to give a little background, it's not the first time that you've gone to Beckett or have adapted from Beckett. You know, Castro was taken from Beckett, and I think in the Middle Ages you were also kind of you were showing yourself like directing Beckett through like your laptop or your computer. I was wondering when you went to Switzerland, right? Did you already have Beckett on the brain as something you wanted to return to, or why did you choose to return to him at that point?
No, no, I didn't. Let's say Beckett is always there. No, it's something that is always in the landscape. As a lot of things there too. As a lot of filmmakers there too. In the Bresson is also in the landscape. Godard is also in the landscape. Antonioni. And in this case, in Pin de Fartie, also Beethoven is around. No, so, but no, the truth is that Pin de Fartie was born. I would say the day I was working in Switzerland in Lausanne for a couple of months, like 5 or 6 months, and and I arrived. I remember very well. I arrived there the day the Argentine national government was elected. No, it's a very right wing government, extremely right wing government, and the sensation was so strange. No, the idea that the world and the democracy as we knew it till that day was about to change, and it was the feeling like the end of something, and at the same time the sensation of being a stranger, no, the being foreign, being an alien in Switzerland, but also in my country, in Argentina, where I am today in this summer. So this idea of being a stranger was there, no, and it's a very Beckett idea, no, like this idea of not belonging, no, always belonging to somewhere else. Um, Maybe that was the door that that let Samuel Beckett enter in the house. Yeah. Um,
Throughout
yes,
the
but it's an obsession. I would say it's an obsession. You said it. No, it's in more films than here.
throughout your work, at least maybe from Loro y el Cisne, the Parrot and the Swan, there's been kind of a your films have traditionally started from like a documentary element, from something real that happened, and then you move toward fiction.
Hmm.
Um, and I was wondering, Pina Farti is obviously a little different because maybe you're working from a text, right? Uh, but I was wondering what you thought like the that documentary or that real element starting point was from this film.
It was Switzerland. It was the Lake Leman in Switzerland. Yes, what you there is a layer in the film. This Otto and Cleo's scene, which comes and returns all the time. That I would say, and that was provoked by me staying in Switzerland for a couple of months, and that lake. There's something in that lake. There is this lightning in that lake. That there is something also about history in that lake. It is the lake that where Chaplin was Chaplin died in that place where we shot the film. Godard shot Godard died too in that lake in Urol, a couple of like 20 minutes from that place that we were. So it's lake that has something in around that was naturally interesting, and at the same time, it was so impressive for me that lake that I we decided that we had to shoot something there. So in fact, Beckett text, which is it is not an adaptation from Beckett text. This film, it is like something else. It's like an anagram maybe, but I would say that text was a vehicle that let us shoot in that place. No, it's like Melville used to say. Like he used to say, like detective films are a vehicle. No, policial is a vehicle to reach somewhere else. So in this case, I would say Beckett is a vehicle to be able to shoot that light, to shoot that lake, and to shoot Santiago Governori with the actor who performs Otto, and Cleo, my own daughter. She's Cleo in the film, and the idea, this idea that we had, or this sensation that we have there, that we were shooting that her last moment of childhood. No, she's more about she's like a teenager in the film, and so this feeling of something which is about to end, about to finish, what was like maybe a documentary element.
So, when when you're shooting in Switzerland with Cleo, and I guess you finish teaching there. Obviously, we don't. That's not the full film. So when you go back to Buenos Aires, how do you start deciding? Okay, how do you get to those different variations? How do you decide what the film needs in order to really be like complete?
No, we did when we came back. We with all the Swiss parts, we did an editing, and the editing confirmed what we suspected. No, that was that story needed to be framed with another stories. No, why? Because of the tone was so far away from naturalism, was so far away from something that we had seen previously, and it was very strange. No, the idea of inventing a world and a way of talking and a way of showing the space was needed to be framed with another stories that could somehow be like a counter shot of this first story. So with this idea, yes, we created a lot of couples, and what they had in common in between and with the first couple, or the original couple from the film, which is Otto and Cleo, is that they won't see each other again after the film. No, that's
Mhm.
it's like a goodbye film. Um, so we created this like a lot of couples and an idea of variations, no, of variations of the same situation, like a study. Let's say, no, the other day we was speaking with Luciana. This idea came that it's like when Picasso made this his 58 paintings about Las Meninas from Velázquez, no, like
Mhm.
what is that? It's like a study, yes. It's an adaptation, no. It's something related to the idea of variation and repetition and what happens when you do this. No, more is maybe more related to music composing than perhaps to literature. Um, so that was our, yes, our movement, I would say, no, to produce variations, and but at the same time that each story, each character needed to be like on fire, no, like flaming. The idea of a goodbye, like the idea of portraying someone that for some reasons you're in love with him or with her, no, in cinematographic terms. Um, so each character and each story is like a universe itself, and at the same time, there is this horizontal line, no, that makes all the stories um share some sadness. Yeah.
For one of the, I would say, like, key running, I guess, things through your filmography is that your films basically become like almost like family productions, not just with like depicting the process of like El Pampero, your production company, but also showing kind of the relationship with your wife, with your friends. Eventually, you start filming your own daughter as she's growing up, Cleo, who's in the film and who's basically been in all the films. I think you show her, like, I think you show your wife pregnant in Lori el Cisne, and then you show her as a little baby in Escarabajo de Oro, and later, so you've seen her growing up, and you've seen kind of your wife in all your films. Um, in this film, I think in the last film, I think the Middle Ages, La Edad Media, Luciana Acuña, your partner, she's shown as a co-director, and I think she also has another like a direct like co-directed by as well credit on this one. I was wondering, I guess, how would you describe the collaboration between you?
Something natural. I mean, we you always need to collaborate in filmmaking. No, that it's something very organic, and we work a lot with this idea of company. No, with this idea of not me as an author or not me as a thinker, no, an important person. No, I don't believe in these situations, but in the idea of collaboration, of on collective, and I mean the other one, the other one's idea is always better than yours, no, even so, and mostly with women, no, with they are so they have better ideas. So I would say something natural. Yes, I'm very lazy in script writing, and I'm very lazy in. I don't like really writing scripts, except that if I write it with, for example, with Mariana, she's not my partner, or some or friends that I like the way they think, the way they write, and we have a good time writing it. And with Luciana, the situation is that we can make films together without writing a script. No, she's not a script writer. Um, so the path to fiction is not a script; it's something else. And so sometimes in something, yes, more documentary. Sometimes it's just an idea. Sometimes it's like, for example, this traveling not towards the lake that you can see in Pan de Fartie, which is most like a musical scene in a film that the word is so in the first term all the time, no. And so we created this idea, this scene, just without words, no, without literature, without these elements. And for a couple of times, I think that we made the whole film just as an excuse for that scene. No, that uh, it's not an exception, but it's the rule. The other side of the film is the exception. Um, so, but it's the way we work. I prefer to work it that way. I'm really bad working alone. I don't like to work alone, and cinema is an activity that also is an activity that sometimes it's an excuse to go and work with the people that you love. Yes.
I have one last question. I think it's related to your daughter Cleo and her role in your films. And I was wondering because I'm a parent myself. I have a 5 year old, and I was
Hmm.
wondering, like, they're at that age where like they have their completely their own interests, right? And I've shown her some Chaplin shorts, some Keaton. I've
How
shown her
was it?
like she liked I think I showed her the Keaton Cops where he gets chased by all the cops, and she liked that. And she liked the City Lights. I showed her the boxing scene. She really
Yes.
liked that one as well. But and the whole point is that I have things I want to show her, but she has her own interests. She has like
Yes.
she likes like Toy Story and all those movies, right? I was wondering how you think Cleo likes to be shown and thrown into this world of Beckett and acting, and I was wondering if you felt like, do you have to if you have to like if you had an interest in like showing a part of what she likes that's just unique to her, like something unrelated to Beckett or to Bresson and the Little Match Girl and things like that. Like, if there's a sort of like documentary interest for you in seeing like her world and like only the things that she likes. And
Hmm.
I say this because I wondered about that myself. Like, I'm like shooting little footage of her on my cell phone, and I'm wondering, okay, what's better? Is it to push her toward my world or to get closer to her world?
Well, it's the same, no? You don't have to push no one. When you push in filmmaking, it's clear. Sorry, there is wind.
It's yeah,
Is it
yeah, I can hear you.
bothering?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Um, when you put, for example, you are shooting a scene, you
Hmm.
have a dialogue. The actor or the actress says the dialogue, and you hear it that is so bizarre, so pushed, no? So that you're pushing some text to be in the mouth of someone that doesn't belong. So well, that's the moment where you have to stop. It's okay. This is not working. Let's hear. Let's see. The directing is first of all is seeing and directing and and be flexible, no, like to be able to incorporate these things that happened that you didn't control in the but I would say it's the same, no, with a daughter or with a child, that if you want them to show an interest in the things in your adult stuff, maybe you have to start for showing interest in their stuff, no.
Hmm.
You have to you have to to learn to and think as a child. No, that was for me very impressive in La Edad Media, the Middle Ages, that we did this the film we did in the lockdown here in Buenos Aires in this house. That we during the lockdown we started to shoot this film, and there were just three of us and the dog, no.
Hmm.
And at some moment, yes, it was like realizing that doing that film was on one side teaching Cleo how to shoot a film, no, teaching my job, but at the same time we had to be flexible to think the way she thinks, no, and so incorporate, for example, Star Wars, Marvel, Boba Fett's helmets in the
Yeah.
film, which is something that I adore. No, I'm a Star Wars fan too, since I was a child. But with the appearance of Cleo, that taste was like increased. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, so I guess it's something that maybe she can trust me because I trust her. No, it's that simple. It's the same thing with an actor or with a DOP or with whatever. No, once again, it's this idea of not believing that you are an author, not believing that you are a director with a big D. No, you are a part of a company, and you can be directing, but you can be also acting, and you can be also in the editing, and it's like to understand that filmmaking is also like a little society. Yes.
Well, Leo, I don't want to take up much more of your time. I really want to thank you for letting us show your film and for your time here today.
Okay. Thank you, John.